What's up, guys? Welcome back to my personal finance channel. My name is Kyle DePepe, and today we're going to be talking about Ethereum mining, or I guess just mining cryptocurrency and currencies in general. Is it profitable? Should you be getting into it? I guess what are the downsides? What are the upsides? And just try to cover as much as possible. If you guys are enjoying the content, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Would really appreciate it, would really help me out. Share this content if you think it is helpful with others who may be interested, but let's jump right into it. All right, so first and foremost, if you have any questions or I guess would like to give me some advice, I would love to hear about it. Drop it in the comments down below. Would really appreciate it. I try to answer most comments. Now, I'm not super knowledgeable on the topic, but I run the numbers on a lot of these things to try to figure it out. I'm still learning, but I do have one full mining rig built out. It is a 6 GPU mining rig running 6 RX 580 graphics cards. The total rig is mining at about 165 mega hashes per second. Each card is doing about 27.5, I believe, 27.6, somewhere in that ballpark. So that mining rig is earning, I think, 0.37 Ethereum per month. So that's not too shabby. If we have a card running 165 as the hashing power, I'll throw up a screenshot here. You can see that per month it's mining 0.3791. So at current Ethereum prices, or as you can see in the top left corner right above the little Ethereum logo, Ethereum's trading, I think at last time I checked, a little over 1730. So at 1730, this after pool fees and electricity costs of 8 cents per kilowatt hour, I would be making around $593 a month from this one rig alone. Now, what I paid for this rig, I don't remember. I bought a lot of the computer components, let's see, 2 years ago? 3 years ago? 3 years ago at this point, back when the 2017, 2018 kind of bubble started happening. Then I didn't mine this whole time. And then I bought some RX 580 cards actually from Best Buy. I was able to find some. I paid $180 for 2 of them. That's right. $189 for 2 of them. It was like $370, $380-ish with taxes for 2 of the cards. Then I bought 4 more cards actually a week ago. Somehow I found them on the website. Best Buy marked them up. They were now $380 per card. So I paid, I think, a little over $1,600 for the other 4. So all in, I guess it was around $2,000 for the graphics cards. And then the computer parts, I guess, so right now I just bought a second rig. So all the parts for just the computer itself was just under $1,000, or right around $1,000. So basically that rig all in, let's just say, cost me right around $3,000. So if I paid $3,000 for it, well, I could have gone out and bought Ethereum. However, this rig is going to mine me roughly 4.6 Ethereum a year, according to this Ethereum calculator. So that's obviously assuming the difficulty and hash rate stays roughly the same, but either way, 4.61 Ethereum in 1 year. However, I can keep mining with this rig, right? I'm like, unless something goes bad or one of the GPUs fails, I can still keep mining longer than a 1 year period. So if I took that same $3,000, instead of buying this mining rig and mining 4.61 Ethereum per year, if I just bought Ethereum with that, it would only buy me, I think, 1.7, if I did my math right around that ballpark, 1.7 Ethereum. And the only thing I would have exposure to is Ethereum rising in price. So instead of putting my $3,000 into Ethereum, I can buy a mining rig, mine at a hash rate of 165 mega hashes, make almost $600 a month, meaning I'm recouping my cost of investment in about 6 months, less than 6 months, right? So obviously, that's an ideal case. That means you can buy graphics cards at MSRP or marked up MSRP, but you're not buying them from these scalpers on like Amazon or something, right? So that's the first scenario. So yes, it is still profitable, especially if you can get graphics cards at MSRP. And it makes better sense in my mind than just buying Ethereum outright, because in a year's period, I'm going to mine almost 2 or 3 times more Ethereum total than what I could just buy with that $3,000. So let's go to another scenario. I just bought a new mining rig. I have some cards on the way. I actually have 2 cards sitting over there. One RTX 3070, one RTX 3080, and I have 4 more RTX 3070s coming. So I'm gonna have 5 RTX 3070s, 1 RTX 3080. Now the 3070 cards mine at roughly 60 mega hashes a second each, And the 3080, I think you can overclock up until like the 90s, maybe even close to 100. Now, even though I have one 3080, I'm gonna do this calculation assuming all 3070s. I just think it makes it more simple, makes it simpler, whatever the term is. And it's also just easy to do the math here. So if a mining rig is roughly $1,000 for all the components, that means like motherboard, power unit, powered risers, flash drive to run the OS, Intel processor, RAM, all that good stuff, right? That's the $1,000 for that stuff. I actually have all of that linked in the description down below if you want to check out any of those things. Full disclosure, they are affiliate links, so it would really help me out if you did use those, if you decided to purchase some of those components. Those are actually the things that I purchased. Now, pricing could have changed in the meantime. I know power units as well as graphics cards are in high demand and low supply, so prices have started inching a little bit higher, so you might be a little bit over $1,000 on this. But either way, I paid right around $1,000, I think, for all these components. And then each graphics card. So the 3070 cards I paid up for. So I bought them on Amazon, and I'm paying about anywhere from $1,000 to $1,200, including taxes for each of these cards. That means a 6 GPU rig with 6 3070 cards, and the rig itself is gonna be probably around $7,700, maybe even like $8,000. That's pretty expensive. Now, the nice thing is you don't have to buy all 6 GPUs at once. You could buy 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever you're comfortable with. However, having more GPUs helps recoup the cost of the rig itself, which is the $1,000, sort of spread out over multiple GPUs. So that's the way I see it. So for me, I wanted to sort of max out the rig and do 6 GPUs. What you doing there, bud? My dog just climbing on the couch. Either way, $1,000 for the rig, for the computer components, and then we have, let's just say you can get them all for $1,000, $6,000 for the 6 GPUs. So that's $7,000 all in. If you add in taxes, $7,500 to $8,000. So that's where I'm getting right in that ballpark. So let's just assume worst case scenario, you pay $8,000 all in for this mining rig. You're able to mine, if each 3070 cards mines at 60 megahashes per second, you're doing 360 megahashes. So let's go ahead and throw that into the Ethereum mining calculator. You can see at a power consumption of 920 watts, at a cost per kilowatt of 8 cents, a pool fee of 1.5. Again, I think being relatively conservative there. If you look at the profit per month, $1,334 at 11 cents a kilowatt, 950 watt power consumption. It might be a little different than what you're seeing. I don't remember what I took a screenshot of. So over $1,300 per month on an investment of $8,000. That's a pretty good ROI. So if you do the $8,000 investment and divide it by $1,300, you're looking at a little over 6 months for full ROI. That means you're returning your money in 6 months, and then you're making exactly what you put into the rig, 100% gain basically in a full year's period. Now that's obviously assuming the price of ETH is constant, meaning it doesn't go up, doesn't go down, and it trades at $1,730 per the calculator where it's at right now. So if Ethereum goes up, that ROI is gonna get even shorter, or return on investment time period is gonna get even shorter. So it's gonna go from 6 months down to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 as Ethereum goes higher if it does. However, you have to remember that if Ethereum goes down, your return on investment time horizon can get further and further out. So just keep those things in mind. Now, what are the risks? So the biggest risks are basically the price of Ethereum, right? As Ethereum fluctuates, that's gonna determine your ROI. Now the other risks are components going bad. A GPU goes bad, malfunctions, I don't know, catches on fire, you spill water on it, I don't know, any of those things, right? Like those are obviously issues. You're running these GPUs 24/7. They do get hot. You have to make sure they stay cool and all that jazz. So those are obviously risks as well. Just making sure it's in a well-ventilated area. They're cooled sufficiently so that you don't run into those issues. But that's obviously a second risk. And then the third thing is that, well, you lose your Ethereum, right? So you mine this Ethereum, but it gets sent to a wrong wallet. So double check your address when you're entering all that stuff and you start joining pools and whatnot. Just look at those. What are the fees that you're paying? Where's your Ethereum going? When you get that first payout, just double check it. Make sure it's going to the right place. That way you don't keep mining and it just goes to nowhere. So I would say those are the biggest risks. Like in my head, the biggest downside is that Ethereum tanks in price, or you have some sort of malfunction with the mining rig itself. But if you're bullish on the price of Ethereum, the break even on this is really low. Like, think about it. If Ethereum gets cut in half right now, goes from $1,700 down to like $800, your ROI just goes out to a year, but you still have a 1 year, 100% ROI. So you're not losing money on this because the amount that you're paying, your power cost per year is $915. Meanwhile, you're earning $1,300 a month. That's pretty crazy, right? Like, you would basically have to go down to a profit per month of like $90 for this to start getting to the point where it may not be profitable or even break even. But that's pretty crazy. Like, that's pretty far off, and therefore, yes, it is very profitable even at current GPU prices. Even if you pay up $1,000 for a 3070 card, which is what I did, I decided to go for it because my ROI right now at current Ethereum prices is like a 6-month time period. And if the price keeps going up, that's just gonna shorten. So if you're bullish on Ethereum with the GPU shortage and not being able to get them at MSRP, it might be worth paying up to $1,000 for them simply because the ROI is only 6 months right now. And if you do believe that Ethereum is gonna go higher, well, that just shortens that time period right up. So yes, Ethereum mining might be worth getting into. You also don't have to put up the full $8,000 for a 6 GPU mining rig. You can start off small. You can start off with 1 or 2 GPUs and work your way up from there. Obviously, there's still a little bit of a capital investment, anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000, $4,000 for, you know, a 1 to 3 GPU rig. But still, the ROI is still pretty decent. Obviously, the ROI goes out a little bit because you have fewer GPUs that have to recoup not only the cost of the GPUs themselves, but that $1,000 sort of rig investment. But either way, it might be worth looking into, might be worth considering. And instead of just buying Ethereum, you can basically go out and buy these mining rig components. And in 1 year period of time, I'm looking at this mining calculator. It's saying that at a hashing power of 360 mega hashes a second, you're mining 10 Ethereum a year. If you took that $8,000, you couldn't even buy 10 Ethereum. So I would say that this is a better investment if you are bullish on Ethereum anyways, because if you go out and buy Ethereum, right, you're basically speculating that the price is gonna go up. So I'd rather have 10 Ethereum than like 6 Ethereum, and your ROI is gonna drastically go down as Ethereum price goes higher. Now the same thing, if you buy this mining equipment and Ethereum drops in price, well, if you took that same $8,000 and put it into Ethereum and Ethereum dropped in price, you would lose money, right? So even with the mining equipment, you could still recoup some of that cost. Now, granted, that's the same thing where it's like, well, how much can you recoup from that cost? So let's assume sort of a worst case scenario. You get all the mining stuff, you get set up, and in 1 month, Ethereum drops in half. And you're like, you know what, this isn't worth it. I don't wanna keep mining, right? So you get some Ethereum, obviously your 0.82 that you got per month. So you can at least sell that for like $700, $800, maybe $600. So you get some money there. Now you have to take all of your mining rig components and you have to go out and sell those in the market. Now if Ethereum tanks, then that means other people might be selling their mining rigs. So it could flood the market with some GPUs, causing prices to drop. If you paid up, for example, like I did, and paid $1,000 for a 3070 graphics card, well, the problem is there could be a bunch of other people trying to sell theirs too, or since it is used, you're gonna have troubles getting $1,000 for it. Now you might still be able to sell it for like $600, $700, probably pretty easily, I would guess, because there is still a GPU shortage out there. So that means you're basically getting 60 to 70 cents on the dollar. That's not terrible. You're losing 30%, whereas if you just bought Ethereum and it tanked by 50%, you would have lost 50% of your money. Whereas if you can sell these GPUs and motherboard and power unit for, you know, a 30% discount, so you're getting 70% of your money back, you only lost 30% versus the 50% tank that Ethereum's price took. So just sort of remember all of these things as to, like, you know, how could you lose money on this? What are the potential risks involved? But the overall thing is Ethereum mining is actually very profitable right now. It might be worth getting into, even paying up for some of these graphics cards. But again, know your risks, know your limits, know what you're getting into, run the numbers, do your own homework. Don't listen to my advice because I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just a guy running a mining rig in his upstairs loft, hoping to make a couple bucks. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, leave any questions or comments down below. But I love everything about personal finance, and to me, I just feel like this is a good financial investment for myself, at least to help diversify my investments. I do own some Ethereum, I own some Bitcoin as well. I obviously own stocks, options, and things like that. But this was just another way to diversify. I figured no harm, no foul, might as well buy some Ethereum mining rigs if it goes well the first couple months, I feel like I'm onto something, I'll just keep raking in the Ethereum. And if Ethereum price shoots up to like $2,000-$3,000, the ROI only shortens from there. And it just means I'm making even more and more money on the Ethereum that I am mining. So for me, I decided to take a chance on it. But this is just my take. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And until next time, thanks for watching.